So please welcome Sam's aunt and the president and co-founder of the Progeria Research Foundation, Audrey Gordon. Hi, Audrey. So happy to have you. Hard to watch that, I'm sure, for you without getting emotional. It's very difficult even for me, and I knew Sam just a little bit. I know Leslie and Scott couldn't be here, and please send them our deepest prayers, thoughts, and condolences. And I just wondered, how are all of you doing now that Sam is no longer here?
Thanks so much, Katie. We're doing okay. To quote Sam, being brave isn't supposed to be easy, but for me, it's the best way to move forward. And we agree, so forward it is. We are focusing our energies on finishing what we started, which is curing progeria.
I know that, of course, you knew Sam his entire life, Audrey. So from your perspective, what made him such a special person?
Everything. He was bright and witty and so energetic, and he had an ability to really transcend progeria, and he inspired people. Yes, he had obstacles, but he taught people that if you just stay positive, you can overcome those obstacles so that you can achieve your dreams. And it was wonderful to see him inspire so many people through the HBO film Life According to Sam and his TEDx talk to live life every day purposefully and happily. And I think that that's a wonderful legacy to be able to leave.
And I think, you know, you're right, he did not let progeria define him. You forgot that about Sam,
Yes.
and you just actually got a window into his heart almost immediately. Yeah. And I think that was such a gift for him, for all of us, but also for him, because I think he became just another kid at his school. He was in the marching band, which he loved, and that was such a great part of that documentary, seeing him so enthusiastically, you know, as a drummer in the marching band. He won every academic honor that existed, I think, in his school. And I think he made such an impression on his classmates, didn't he?
He really did, and vice versa. The community where he lived provided a lot of support. They provided that opportunity for him to achieve his goals, like the marching band. He became an Eagle Scout. As you said, he was top in his class. He had wonderful friends, and so we'll always be very grateful and appreciative that they gave him that environment to live such a happy life.
I know they're dedicating the yearbook, or have dedicated the yearbook to him this year, and also the athletic field is going to be dedicated to Sam, which is, I'm sure, very moving for
very
you
special.
And Sam's mom and dad. His TED Talk, as you mentioned, was viewed by 4 million people. So I think the impact he had was far beyond his high school and even his community.
Yes.
I think he really touched people all over the world, didn't he?
He absolutely did. We had tens of thousands of people contact us by email and tweets and Facebook posts and letters. And they didn't just say one-liners, they had a lot to say. And to this day, I get very long emails from people who were really touched by Sam. They changed his life. They've made them not take things for granted anymore and not sweat the small stuff. It's wonderful.
I think the other real heroes in this story are Leslie Scott, Sam's parents, both doctors, and Audrey, you, a lawyer. Because after Sam's diagnosis, you all established the Progeria Research Foundation. Why was it so important for you to do that?
You know, we quickly realized that in order to help children with progeria, we had to create the resources to propel the research forward because there was nothing out there for them. Things like research grant funding, scientific workshops where people could brainstorm and collaborate. So together with incredibly supportive friends and family, we built this network so that we took these kids out of the background where they had been for over 100 years and put progeria on the map in the forefront of scientific efforts and advancements.
Not only did you put it on the map, I mean, this foundation resulted in some extraordinary discoveries. I mean, to me, it just shows the power of committed people to really change the face of something like progeria. You all isolated the gene responsible for progeria, and there were also other breakthroughs as well.
When we discovered the gene in 2003, it just flung open the doors of science. We now knew what the enemy was. It was this enemy protein. So then the next step was to find a drug that could attack this enemy. And we found a drug that we thought might help. We funded the first ever Progeria clinical drug trial. And that drug, it turns out, ended up helping some things in the disease process, including what we all reached for was the improvements in the heart. And just after further study, just recently in May, we've discovered that that drug is actually extending the lives of the children. So in 15 years, we've gone from total obscurity and nothing out there to a drug that is helping the kids have stronger hearts and longer lives. So we're just going to keep on pushing forward till we get to the cure.
I know, as I said, Leslie and Scott, who are just so wonderful as Audrey, Sam's parents, couldn't be here today. They've inspired me so much, but I know they actually wrote a letter that they asked you to read. I have no idea what it says, but...
Dear Katie, we want to thank you for your tremendous support towards saving children with progeria. When Sam first met you in 2003 at the Today Show, he was just 6 years old, but he kept a framed photo of the two of you and talked about how great you were. 10 years later, when he came to your show just last year, he was incredibly proud that you and your millions of supporters were joining his quest for the cure for progeria. We know that he would also be incredibly proud that we all continue to fight along with the Progeria Research Foundation for Sam and for all of the children with progeria around the world. We'd also like to thank all of those who sent heartfelt letters of support to us since Sam's passing in January. Throughout his entire life, Sam worked hard for his dreams and never wavered in his resolve. We suspect that he would expect no less from the rest of us. Katie, you and all of your wonderful fans are a part of our Progeria Research Foundation family now, as we all fight together to find treatments and the cure. With love, Leslie and Scott.
Oh, that's so nice. Well, please give them our very best, as I mentioned, and Audrey, as you as well.